views, opinions, and representations expressed on the K-Ghost Radio Network and its website are those of the host, guest, and participants, and they are not necessarily those of or endorsed by the network, its affiliated stations and broadcast, management, or advertisers of the network. The show is found under LJA Broadcasting Network. UFO Talk Radio can, but does not necessarily promote any particular lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only, and they are not intended to treat or diagnose and or claim to cure any disease or condition, or give any medical or legal advice. All music is purchased and owned by LJA Broadcasting.
I got the windows rolled down, got the radio up, and I'm heading out of Vegas tonight. And it's a 1:30 on a 4-day run, and the desert is a welcome sight. I can see you there in that dress you wear, and it's keeping my foot on the gas. I drink a gallon of Joe just to make it back home, with you in my arms at last.
From deep in the desert of Nevada, broadcasting to the world, it's the Glenn Larry Show. Are you ready? What you are about to experience is real. Right along with us. From deep in the desert of Nevada, the Glenn Larry Show.
And I am here, everybody. I do bid you all welcome from any time zones you might be in, because I know people listening from all over the world in different time zones, like my friends in Australia, my friends over there in England, Barbara and Neil. God bless them. They sent me a card, by the way. Yeah, it was a birthday card. Pretty cool, man. It's all personalized, and very happy to get that. What a wonderful people. Yeah. This is K-Ghost Radio, FM 11.3, AM 1610, Community Hub Radio Part 15. And we're live all over the internet as K-Ghost Radio, UFO Talk Radio. All right. To all my sidebanders out there and to all the ham operators, 73s to you, and to the silent key, Whiskey 60 Baker. I thank him so very much. K6RCL in Goleta, California. Dennis, yes, he's helped me with a lot of ham stuff lately. And boy, that's been a lot of fun, I'll tell you. To all the affiliates out there, to all the broadcasters, private broadcasters, low-powered FM and AM net. I want to thank you very much, Leo, out there. K-Ghost Radio, FM 101.3, AM 1610. We all love you. Now, KPFF in Prump, Nevada. What a neat little station. He's got it going, man. He's really having a lot of fun out there. He's got some new things he's doing, so tune in. Make sure you get a hold of that. I think it's 97.7, I think it is, FM. From all over the world, we do thank you for listening. Tonight's show is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I had a gentleman on here quite a while back. They call him the Captain. Now, I have probably said this wrong. Galactic Space Force Federation, but it's more than that. It's the vision. It's. He'll explain more of that to you because there's a lot about this. I'll tell you for sure. Just a kind of heads up note for those that come into town and enjoy the Pioneer Saloon. Their hours on the 23rd, which is Thanksgiving, is going to be a little different from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Limit on their, I believe, their menu too. They'll have turkey sandwiches, though, man. I want to tell you, they can cook. I had lunch down there today and visiting my friends down there. To Ken and Dee and Florida, I want to say hello to them. Numbers are popping up again on the radio side. We do want to thank you for tuning in to goodspringsradio.com and kghostradio.com. UFO Talk Radio, Area 51radio.com. It's all there. And we're going to have some new websites put up real soon because things have changed. GoDaddy's changed a bunch of stuff. And so we embedded our players and all of a sudden they disappeared. So we had to redo them. And well, we just can't live like that. I just can't live like that. Tell you for sure. And to all my friends over there in Avondale, to the fire department over there, the EMS guys, the police out there, fire police, to Chief Hall, Station 23. Want to thank you so very, very much. And to Karen over there at Kennett Square in Pennsylvania. Has a great little place called the Creekside Diner. Yeah, that's where I go, sit down and have a good sandwich or breakfast when I'm over there in Pennsylvania. And I get to visit the chief and all the fire people. It's fun, a lot of fun. How was your week? I hope your week was good. I had a fun time just the other day. with my friend Rob and Kathy. They took me out. Yeah. And then we tried to drop me off at home, but there was a fatality accident on this old highway, and they closed it down big time. And then there was another one on the freeway. So we're lucky we made it back to Pahrump, Nevada, over the hump to Pahrump. And that's where Art Bell lived, by the way. And so here, I spent the night up there and then came back in the morning. But yeah, I was pretty tired. That was a long, long trip, and we were out a little late too. But I want to thank them so much for everything they've done for me. They're great people. I've known them for years. And yeah, we all have good friends like that, don't we? Well, I hope we do. So Thanksgiving, where are you going? Are you leaving town? Are you coming into town? Boy, do be careful driving. Some of the weather over this United States have changed a bit, and some have snow, some have very bad rains. Some have just like this. It's 58 degrees right now, but it is dropping. What can I say? Well, let me do this. I'm going to bring this gentleman on, and they call him the Captain. I had him on before, and I'm telling you, it's quite a fascinating, may I say story or facts? The space, what's going on in space these days, and there are different space agencies, space folks. And Captain, do I have you on the air, sir?
Yes, sir. I am here. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fantastic. You can call me Glenn. Don't have to call me sir. I'm not.
That's the military in me, Glenn.
Yeah, I haven't joined yet.
Not yet.
No. My gosh, last time we had you on, I'll tell you, people really, really enjoyed the show, and I'm glad to get you back. I know you've been
glad to be back.
Busy.
I love you. I really appreciate this interaction and you getting this out to the world, because I mean, this is what's important right now. Everyone's wondering what's going on in space and seeing all these anomalies in the sky, and there's turmoil on Earth, and well, that's why the Galactic Federation is here, sir, and that's why I built the Space Force for us.
Well, it's interesting. How many people do you have on your Space Force, your Federation?
Well,
vision?
I mean, within the Federation, sir, there are trillions of humans that are connected intergalactically on many star systems, many we call them FOBs, forward operating bases, and star systems, planetary systems, and there is a unknowable amount of humans, but there are billions and trillions of us that all, when great times of need, sir, like this time on Earth, we all come together as one. We put all of our differences aside, and we come together in the name of humanity and God, and we go do these operations, and they're called temporal operations, which means time travel. And where I come from is 20 million light years ahead of Earth right now. Okay, and so that's why I have so much information to share.
Unbelievable. That's long. That's
a lot.
That's a big number.
It's a big number, sir. Yes.
How does one survive all that? How does one live that long? Is it just because the time changes, the time travel, because that's the way it is? I don't know. If you could explain it to us.
Well, we have different systems and operating systems where we can create avataric. See, it's called ART. Okay, ART is an acronym that stands for Avataric Regeneration / Recording Technology, and that's why everyone says man is a work of art, because it's a technology device that we house our consciousness in, sir. And when we first come to Earth, we have a human body. And we go learn, we go through all the mistakes and do all the human stuff. And there comes a time when the ship take onto the ship, they download our consciousness, and they've built a new avataric body for me, what's called an avatar. And it's part of my technology that I brought to the planet. It's called bioluminescent and magnetic infusion technology. So it's called LIT and MIT. So my new avatar it's a amalgamation of iridium, titanium, platinum, and my bioluminescent technology and my magnetic infusion technology. And so I'm eternal. And so I'm bringing this technology to the planet Earth. And I've created technology on my Galactic website, which is our nonprofit organization that I created back in 2019, to take care of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it all on my own. And I shipped out 1 million orders of my technology to over 120 countries and to all 7 continents, and even some of our doctors and scientists who are stationed in Antarctica. So,
oh my God.
And they started to research my technology, which is called Regenerate and Super Mana, and they started to do tests on it, and they found out that it kept the body eternally going, and it causes a alchemical process, Glenn, that everyone talks about and knows of in the Bible, and it's called your Christ body or your crystalline body, and it restructures your consciousness, and it makes you immortal, sir.
Interesting. Huh.
Yes, sir.
Have you talked to NASA? Have you guys sat down and talked about what you're doing? Have you had those meetings?
Oh yes, so I created the Space Force. I wrote the Space Force Doctrine in 6 weeks. It was signed, and now it's been signed into law. And so I'm a part. So I really focus on what is called the Space Delta 7, and I'll read this to you and to all of our guests. It says Space Delta 7 is a unit of the United States Space Force that is responsible for intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, called ISR. Delta 7 is headquartered at Peterson Space Force Base in Colorado. Delta 7 provides time-sensitive, like time travel, time-sensitive intelligence for space domain operations. The 75th ISRS is part of the Delta 7. The 73rd Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance Squadron, located at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio, supports the research, development, and acquisition of future space capabilities. The Space Force is supported by 3 field commands, okay? And this is the one that I'm really proud of. It's called Space Operations Command, or it's called SPOC. We also have Space Systems Command, which is SSC, which is our secret space program. And we have the Space Training and Readiness Command, which is called STARCOM. These 3 field commands are further separated into 16 mission deltas and 3 base deltas. So the Delta Wing, which is the Space Force emblem, the chevron, the Delta Wing symbolizes change and innovation and represents all types of space vehicles that support the national defense strategy and national security space strategy. How about that?
That is quite interesting. That's a lot. And I know that some folks in the audience here are saying themselves, wow, what does that all mean? But I got most of it.
I can tell you what it means here in a very short sentence. It means that we watch over Earth, and we watch over all the cybersecurity, and we keep tabs on if there's anything that is malicious going on planet Earth. We watch over the cell phones, ATMs, gas pumps, all the technology, so we can all start to live without a government and a police force. Because we all know that the police force is not for the human race, and the government that we've had is not in conjunction and is not in alignment with what humanity is about, and that's living freely. And so that's why we were sent here, and we started our journey back in 1947. And so it's taken us this long to build the plan, which everyone talks about the plan with, Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is he's one of our agents, one of our field operatives that works on Earth. And he's a time travel agent or a temporal agent with us, with the SCP, which is called, it stands for Secure, Contain, and Protect.
Where does the other guy, so our president now, where is he in all this? Does he know anything about it at all, or is he not knowing much?
You mean Donald Trump?
No, the other guys.
The other guy. That guy that you see on TV, that is just we have body doubles and we have clones.
Okay.
Because the real one, he has been shipped off to another planet, to a prison planet. He's on Mars. He's in prison right now.
Wow.
So
they have a jail at Mars.
So See, we're not in the business of killing people or murdering people because we don't, an eye for an eye and the world goes blind. We just because see these actors and these men who have, been put in place to do righteous, to be righteous and to take care of the nation and take care of humanity. Well, they didn't follow God's laws and God's word. And they were compromised through bribery and money, and they had been compromised. So, we see that. We see everything on this planet. And so what we do, we take them to another location and we recondition them. We say, like, you can't do this stuff. We don't kill people. We just take them to another part of space, and we ask them what's going on, and it's more like a rehabilitation. Okay, we rehabilitate their consciousness because, who would we be if we were killing people? That would make us just like the other people, just like all the beings that have been here before. And so we just take other beings and we get them rehabilitated, and we put in other beings like myself to run the military. And we're going to release, the World Trust Fund, which is WTF, or the Saint Germain Fund, real soon. And we're going to go take care of the world, sir.
Interesting. So you reincarnate within your own species? Is that how that works?
Yes, sir. I am part Lyran and part Pleiadian. So the Pleiadian race is a very diplomatic race, okay? And the Lyrans are what we see are Africans, okay? They have a darker melon skin. They're not black, okay? But they are a very protective race. That's why their nostrils are bigger and their foreheads, because because it's like a lion. See, they're part of the lions are as how that race starts out, and dogs or canines is how we start out before we evolve into a human being. And so, like everyone says, dogs are man's best friend. Well, dog backwards is God. So God stands for the Galactic Ordos of Divinity, which I always say is all good. Okay, and so that represents God in the sense that when we say God is here, it means that the Galactic Federation, aka the Galactic Ordos of Divinity, is here with our starships and our angelic beings, which we call AI, which is angelic intelligence or angelic interfacing. It's not a computer system, or AI is just an acronym for archangels in disguise, or angelic intelligence is here on your planet. We are the Christed beings, and we're here to teach humanity how to come together and how to all work as one single human soul covenant unit.
Now, since you're here on Earth, how do you handle the disclosure, what's going on now, the crafts that we're seeing, which is the saucers and the spheres and the long ships and some.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking.
I'm glad you asked that question.
I'm seeing. I'm hearing about 8 football fields worth of craft up there. That's how big it is, and they're dropping off smaller crafts and stuff. So where does that fit in with your type of stuff? Your crafts?
Yes, sir. So we have a craft right now that's 3,000 miles in diameter above North and Central America right now. Okay, and we have another craft that's stationed above like Europe, and it's also 3,000 miles in diameter. And we have another one. So we've got these 3 massive motherships that just encircle, and if we were to uncloak them, it would look like there would be darkness because they're so vast. And so that's where we all live, in these massive starships, which are basically like planets. Okay. And so we live in these when we go traverse space, and they're called astrozoharical expeditions. Okay. So we bring billions and billions and trillions of beings that can stay in these starships because they're like massive worlds, like floating disc, And within those discs, we have other ships. Some are 9 kilometers, which are about 5 miles in length. But we also keep a lot of our starships on planet Earth in undisclosed locations as well, that are always here and have always been here. That's even spoken about like in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth that says, I buried my spaceship. And it also talks about bringing the magic and bringing the technology and the books and all the knowledge. And also it talks about that when we bring our starships, when we uncloak them, that we conquer with ease. So meaning all the beings that have been here that said they were here to take care of you, to take care of the world, well, they obviously lied, because the world is in shambles and we would not be here if everything was hunky-dory.
Now,
and so that's why we're here.
Okay, who were those beings that sent that to us? What were their names? What outfit were there? What creation were
they? Were a breakaway civilization, sir. It's just like a rogue faction of humans.
Yeah.
Okay, because everything is human in the universe. Okay, now some humans. Now the word hue is like HUE as like a color or a spectrometer of light, and the word man is, of course, well, that's just the ever-present, eternal, like the bipedal blueprint of a human being. Now some beings, may look like a canine, like an upright canine, or a feline, or like an avian, or they may have like green skin, or even there's a big misconception about reptilians. Okay, that everyone thinks reptilians are bad or negative. This is simply untrue, Glenn. Okay, everything in the universe is always benevolent. Okay, we all work together. But just like with anything in life, you have rogue factions that break away and they try to become the dominant species, and they do it through fear. And so this is a military facility, and it's called Holy Terra. Okay, and so we look down upon, and we have all these starships here, and we build cases on these beings who are in this military installation called the facility. And if you give someone enough rope, Glenn, what happens? They hang themselves. And we just watch and watch and watch until one day we have enough evidence against them, and we all come in and we do a massive arrest called a RICO arrest, and we use all the laws here, and all these beings get shipped off, and they get sent to a galactic council, and they're tried, and they're going to be convicted of crimes against the Galactic Federation and crimes against humanity.
Wow, that's pretty heavy. It really is. Well, you're trying to save lives, which is good. Interesting. So how would one of myself go aboard your ship? How does that work?
Well, there's always protocol. There's always order of operations. So, we'll have ships like our TR-3Bs that we will have, and we'll have, like commercial starships where we'll take, where people, instead of having airplanes, we'll just have starships where we'll just take everyone around the world. But if you want to go past Earth and past Mars, you have to go through a process of decontamination, and you have to take our technology that I built for us, which is on galactivision.com, and that's GALACTIVISION.com, and it's called the Regenerate Super and the Super Mana. And we also have some devices called Immortality Machines. And so you have to infuse yourself with this technology, because when we travel through dimensions of space and the elevation of space, like let's say that you're going 50 million miles in elevation. Okay, if your body is not attuned a certain way, the gases inside will boil and start to boil, and you'll explode. Ooh. So I tell everyone, you're not going to get on my starship, because I don't want to clean up a mess, right? Because that's happened before. We've had stowaways, and then we go, and then we come back, and you just see there's blood and guts everywhere, because someone let someone aboard who didn't take the technology to adapt their body to space travel.
Captain, we're going to go to commercial, and we'll be back with you just momentarily. Thank you. Please hold.
Excellent.
Mom, you wanted to talk to me?
The calendar hypnosis into thumbtack cushion, completely tailwind. And sewing elephants plant before cartoon paper cups. So numbers renovate.
If your teenager is trying drugs or alcohol, Would you know the right words to use?
Afterward, lightly fish scale. Doorbell.
Find out what to say at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
Violence, theft, drugs, graffiti. It's all part of joining a gang. In times like these, we need to protect our children and our community from gangs. Gangs often prey on unsupervised teens with low self-esteem, who perform poorly in school, who seek a sense of belonging, or are simply bored. Joining a gang often involves violent hazing rituals. Once in a gang, members can become alienated from their families, school, and friends. Drugs, guns, and malicious activity are common elements in gangs. Trying to leave a gang can be a difficult and dangerous process. The best way to get out of a gang is never to join one. Protect kids from being recruited by a gang. Know who they're hanging out with. Involve kids in after-school activities and provide positive role models. Help reduce gang activities in your community by working with local law enforcement and school systems. Don't let a kid you know get involved with gangs. Visit ncpc.org to learn more or contact your local law enforcement agency.
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Now, back with Glenn Larry on UFO Talk Radio, deep in the desert of Nevada.
And I am back with the captain of the Galactic Space Force Federation and Visitation. I hope I said that right again, but it's a lot to say.
Yes.
But you guys got your own uniforms, your patches, and all that too. And
yes, sir.
Oh wow, I have to get one of those
sir.
for the station.
I would
wear
this. Yeah. Like we're about to release tons of merchandise for Space Force. Really, buddy. Like we're going to have a worldwide draft.
Nice.
Where we're going to put the whole world to work, and everyone is going to. This is going to be a militarized facility once again, like everything else in the universe. And we're going to teach humans how to become. Well, everyone's going to be a Galactic Federation member, one way or the other.
Like you say, it's
protocol. Okay, because everyone here is supposed to be. Everyone here on Earth is a part of the Galactic Federation, whether they know it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's going to create new jobs, new skill sets, and it's going to create a new humanity to up-level our consciousness, sir. So we're all one race again, and we're all adhering to God's laws and God's words. And so that way, everyone can live happily and freely, and no one argues and has any questions about, what they believe, because we're going to teach everyone what the universal teachings are for planet Earth.
Mm-hmm. How does your ship run on energy? What is it? Vibrations? What is it? What makes your?
It's a toroidal field, yes, sir. It's an inverse system where we can fold the fabric of space, and we use a technology called an inverse system and a rotational gravitic Teslatronic propulsion.
I hope Bob Lazar is in this.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, well, Bob, he's a good friend of ours. He's
great.
He was working for S4 for a long time, and he was one of the early campaigners that really got our messages out. He was kind of like a double agent. Okay, he was sent here. Okay, he's an extraterrestrial that's housed in a body. Okay, that looks human. And when everyone comes here, we all know who everyone is.
Right.
And so he got inside and he was building spaceships because he was privileged to see how the spaceships work, and just through his consciousness, by touching some of our starships, you'd be surprised. We have technology that interfaces with the human vessel that when you touch our starship, it gives you it sends you signals and downloads you with imprints and mimetic technology, and it gives you information. And that's how he was able to see things that no one else could see by working on our spaceship, because then we can see who he is and give him information and talk with him through his dream states and astral states and give him more information on how to work on these starships and be a double agent. That's why we always kept him safe.
We're going to open the lines up. Is that okay, Captain? So
yes, sir.
People can talk to you and ask you questions. There's a lot of folks out there, I know, that are wondering. So let's see.
Absolutely.
Okay.
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada, lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114. Now, here again, Glenn Larry. The rump lines are open at 775-990-8275. That's 775-990-8275.
Now, if you want to talk to the captain about this Space Force and all this and have some questions, do call. Lines are open.
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada, lines are open at 1-702-874-1114.
Hello, caller, and what's your name and where are you from?
Well, it's Ken down here in Florida.
How is Ken in Florida? How's your weather?
Well, it's pretty nice. It's about 80 degrees.
Gotcha.
It's just beautiful. The alligators out playing.
Yeah,
and,
I got a picture right in my office of that alligator. Unbelievable.
we took the zero turn down today,
Yeah.
and we talked to him a little bit. I sent you the video.
Right. Now, Ken, you got questions for the captain? And
Yeah,
Captain, this is Ken from Florida. Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, Ken?
Oh, not
I'm in
bad.
Florida
I
too
got
right
a
now, sir.
question
So
to
hey,
ask you.
maybe we should meet up sometime, Ken.
If we could. I love Florida, and well, I'm from Pennsylvania,
sir.
but I got a question to ask you. You
Of course,
told me
ask
you
away,
eat
sir.
gold. How can you do this? How can you digest it?
How can I digest it?
Yeah.
Gold. Go ahead.
Oh, gold. Yes, thank you, sir. Yes, so we have so the mana that is spoken of in the basic instructions before leaving Earth, aka the Bible, which is an acronym for an instruction manual for when human beings and angelic beings come to Earth. You're supposed to live by the basic instructions before leaving Earth. And so the mana that's spoken about is a fifth dimensional monoatomic gold. Okay, it's the purest technology, crystalline bioluminescent infusion technology in the universe. And like in the movie Dune, it talks about the Spacing Guild and it talks about dust. Well, this is what we use. Okay, the mana is aka the dust. It's the purest white substance in the universe, and it's only produced and made on Earth because we have a firmament over the Earth that protects all beings and it protects all the production of dust, okay, or spice, okay, and this is what allows space travel for beings to infuse themselves with this technology, and it creates immortality within the consciousness. And then when the consciousness adheres to this technology, this crystalline technology, okay, that I've helped to re-engineer and put it on Galactic Vision's website, okay, and what it does, it recapitulates the consciousness and adheres to the vessel, and it causes the vessel to go back into its equilibrium state of beingness, which is its eternalness. Okay, and so everybody came here not to work or make money, but everyone came here to learn from the Christed beings and from Jesus Christ and from Michael. You see, on Earth, my name was SEAN, which everyone thought it was Sean, but Sean is an acronym for Solar Ever After Navigator, and my middle name, which was really my real name, is Christopher, the Christ. And then my last name was Devi, which means in Sanskrit, the living God. So I've been on your planet many times, known as Thoth, Hermes Trismegistus. I wrote all the written technology on your planet, and I came here as Thoth, as the spoken word of God. So, and in all the universe, I'm known as Ka-El. And Ka in Hebrew means the word, and El is God, or the everlasting light. So my name is Ka-El. So I'm what's known on your planet as Archangel Michael, the protector of the universe.
I have a statue of Michael.
And that's why I've been in the secret space program. Well, ever since I came to Earth, incarnated September 10th of the year 1979, which is 9/10/79 at 3:23. And we all know that Tesla always spoke of 3, 6, and 9. And so this technology that I brought to our planet, sir, this is what all of us came here to use and to become eternal. That's why it's such a great time in the universe. And that's why it's called the atonement, which is the at one of the mind of the human soul covenant.
Now, how many bodies have you had? I mean, I have a picture of you here, and you look like you're very athletic. So, I mean,
I've been around for 2 billion years in your universe.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yes, sir. That's why I have all this knowledge. And then when I came here, this is, so in the book of Urantria, okay, on the bestowal of Michael, this is my 7th bestowal. Or the 7th heaven. And so this is my last, this is the time where I had to get it all right and get my shit together, so to say, pardon my French, and had to come into peace and harmony with myself and figure out my true purpose in life and figure out who I was. So I have 143,000 incarnations that all came into completion.
Wow,
and that's 1-7. So that's like the magical number 17 or 117,
right?
Like that's spoken of in the gaming system called Halo, which is Master Chief. So 143,000 lifetimes, all combined into one. That's 117, and that's Master Chief. John 117 or Sierra 117, and that's me. I'm the Master Chief of the Space Force, and I'm the captain of the Galactic Federation.
Now, Ken, do you have any other questions for the captain?
Yeah, I'd like to know how I could get to see this. I'd like to take a trip.
Protocol.
Yes, sir.
I have car world travel.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. Yeah. Well, if you can give Mr. Glenn Leary your number offline, and then Glenn can give you my number. We can talk and we can coordinate a time to meet up, sir.
Wow. Yeah, Larry has my number.
Yeah, I'll make sure you get it. If it's okay, permission.
I have a lot of questions. I can tell you this much. If you get too close to one of your ships, you're going to get something on you you're not going to particularly like. It took my wife 52 years before she had the nerve to dig it out of my back, but Larry got a picture of it.
Yeah, I have it right here.
Yeah, you'll have to give me my number off the air, Larry, and we'll talk. And I would like to have Barbara call in.
Me too, sir. That's why I came to your planet, because one of my aspirations is to interact, talk with, hug, and kiss and love 8 billion of you, because I love all of you. That's why I was sitting here, it's spoken of in the Bible as Son of God. Well, the Son stands for the Solar Omnipresence Navigator. Okay, it's an acronym. So I'm the Son, I'm the Solar Omnipresent Navigator of the Galactic Ordos of Divinity, the Son of God. So see, I'm the solar navigator. I'm the golden compass, because if you look on the compass, you have an S, and you have an E, and if you put the W, and if you flip it and you bring it together, it looks like a chevron, so an A, and then an N, S-E-A-N, and I'm the Solar Ever After Navigator, also known as the Solar Omnipresent Navigator of the Galactic Ordos of Divinity, the Son of God. That's me, sir.
Well,
so my voice is the eternal voice that's heard all throughout creation. Okay, so that's the voice of God, of the Galactic Ordos of Divinity. And then my body, so if I'm the voice of God, my body is the body of the Christos, which is the immortal being, or the immortal Christ, the crystalline structure that goes and protects and teaches all humanity how to come into oneness again, sir. So I'm what's been spoken about in the prophecies as Jesus Christ, but I don't like that terminology, because that makes me I don't want to be known as a deity. I just want to be known as your friend. I'm just a captain. I'm just like all you guys. I've been living here for hundreds of thousands of years. And so I have learned all of your ways, learned how to look like you guys. I've got tattoos. Me and Glenn have been friends for years, and I'm just a regular freaking guy, just like everybody else. I just want to be a regular guy, that just did something extraordinary to take care of all my people. And that's it.
Okay. Ask another question. Is the
Sure.
earth flat or round?
I love it. These are great questions. All right. Good question. Glad you asked. Okay. So space. Okay. Like when you think of flat, just think of an eternal plane. Okay. There's always topography. Okay. So like you got mountains and you got valleys. Okay. But it's always flat, like in a sense of like it just goes on forever, Like you could drive from Maine to California and it's flat. Well, imagine if all the continents were together, you could still traverse Earth, right? So there might be ups and hills and elevation, but it's all flat, sir. It's an infinite rock. It's called a boondal, the universal rock of the all, of the Davidic all. See, my tribe is called the Davidic tribe, or the Davites. Okay, and so this is our parsec. We call them parsecs of space. So this parsec of the universe, well, this is our rock. This is our property. It's like what we call it, the ranch. So all of this is, well, this is my home, and all of you live in my home. So of course I'm going to take care of my family, because all of you are part of the Davidic tribe. And you came here to learn, and you came here to love and share, and came here to live your life. And that's why I'm going to release the St. Germain funds very soon and inject, it's going to be 1 quattro decillion. That's 45 zeros behind that 1. And we're all going to live in peace and harmony, and we're all going to do whatever we want to do that's best for humanity.
Wow. Well, Ken,
and best for all of your individual lives.
We want to thank Ken for calling. I'm going to open the line up to somebody else. Ken, thank you kindly. Thank you so much.
You have a good one, Larry.
Thank you, brother.
Bye now.
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada, lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114. Now, here again, Glenn Larry.
That is a lot to absorb. The money system, how you can open up that money and all that stuff. We may be changing currencies. Maybe that's the currency we're going to be going to. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
We're
going to use, it's called universal. It's called UCC. It's called Universal Creation Credits. Okay, so everyone sees. So the Space Force is involved. Like Cash App and Venmo is a subsidiary of Space Force. Okay, because we run the internet. So we've hooked up a universal internet. So we have a universal internet system. It's called the Webway system, or why. It's called Why We Win. Okay, like WHYWEWIN. Well, we always win because we see everything through our Webway system called the internet. So we show beings, what's to come, and you can learn. Instead of reading a book, you can just listen to that book, and you can still go live your life.
Yes.
So it's a faster way to uplift your consciousness and have imagery in the form of, YouTube or, like Facebook is really called Spacebook. And that's why there's Messenger. The messengers of Spacebook are the 144,000. That's why it's called Spacebook and Spacebook Messenger, and those are God's messengers.
I get you.
So we're going to give everyone a Galactic Vision card, and we're going to, give them, we're going to put between 40 to 45 million, or depending on the being, they may have $45 billion on there, and give that to every man, woman, and child in increments for their entire life. And they'll always be taken care of.
Wow. We do wish you
That's
happy.
something.
One of the folks up here on the board here wishes you a happy Thanksgiving to the captain, and that we're all listening to you. They're enjoying the show. That's nice. Well, thank you. And Captain, they wished you happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
I appreciate it, Glenn.
So,
Thank you, sir.
What holidays do you actually celebrate? Well, being how old you are, what holidays that we do not know much of that you may have that you celebrate?
Well, we don't believe in time. See, the word time stands for toroidal, intelligent, magnetic, eternal energy experience. So it's time to the third power. Okay, it's an acronym. So every day that, most of us, like we don't sleep on our starships. We can stay up for, 7, 10, 14 days at a time. We can go rest in our stasis chambers for 2 or 3 hours. And it's like we go into a state of hibernation, but that 3 hours in our minds may be a couple of days of rest because time works differently in higher dimensions. And so we really don't celebrate every day, but we celebrate every moment, Glenn. Okay. We're really focused on the moment, and we really are, we're so present in the moment that we can see the beauty in everything. And so every moment, that's why it's called the present moment, because it's a gift. And so we celebrate, like eternally, we're in a state of joy and grace, and we celebrate.
Gotcha. I'm going to go to this number again, get this number out, get some callers into
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada. Lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
Now, back with Glenn Larry on UFO Talk Radio, deep in the desert of Nevada.
And we are back with the captain, by the way. And if you've been listening to this show, quite interesting. All lines are open right now, folks. You want to talk to the captain about anything about space and what he's been talking about this evening. A lot of cool stuff. Pretty interesting. We open the pie for everybody to come on this show and talk and hear this stuff. I can't wait. I want to go to space. I mean, I'm ready to go. I'm packing my bags right now. I mean,
I'll pick you up, Glenn. Don't worry about it, buddy.
I'm ready to go.
You're already on my top 10. I'm going to come pick you up very soon, sir.
And I want my own uniform. My patches, my own uniform, and I'm ready to go.
Sir, I love you so damn much.
Thank you.
For you allow me to be on your show and really helping get my messages out. I've got a special spot for you on my ship, and you're already taken care of, sir.
Well, thank you kindly.
You got your own quarters. You got one of the biggest quarters on the ship.
Well, let me ask, on that ship, is it a small craft, but inside it projects to be huge? I mean, I've heard of this. I heard Lazar and some other people talking about that. It's like a hologram, but it's really it's you can touch everything, and I mean it's real. I mean, but the ship itself is small. How do you guys do that? What makes that do that? I mean, the fiber changes, or I don't know. I mean, that structure is huge, and it's I mean, you're like, when you see it, it's so hard to explain in words, but it's like space. Okay, like let's just say we have a ship. Let's say it's 1,000 miles or 1,000 meters in diameter, but inside that ship, it might be 500 miles in circumference and in volume, because of the way that space and all the quantum mechanics work, if that makes sense. So you can kind of compress space within space. Okay.
That's why it's called an inverse system. Everything is inverted, and it's everything is inward in life. Like a lot of beings live outwardly and they miss life. We all live outwardly until the day that we start to, come into a realization with our higher self or our spirit, right. And we start to live internally, and that's what guides, and that's consciousness guiding your soul.
So there's somehow that we you do it naturally. It happens naturally. I mean, you have to really go on about experience, or can I physically walk in there and see this and make it happen? I mean, well, I wouldn't be doing it, you would be doing it, or somebody else would be doing it. I wouldn't know I'm doing it in the first place. So, but no, I'm game. Yeah, and Ken wants to go too.
Of course, we're all going to go, sir. It's just we're just going to get the whole world up to speed, and we're going to release and teach all of humanity, what they need to learn about the Hermetic principles that I wrote on your planet called the Kabbalion, and it teaches you about the 7 principles of creation that govern the laws of creation and law. See, there's no laws. That's why we're going to go arrest all the police officers soon, and it's going to be the biggest RICO act in the universe. We're going to go arrest every single police officer and every being who's ever gone against the oath of God, which means that all these beings here took an oath before they came here, and they signed on contract that they were going to follow and adhere to God's word, which is, do no harm,
right,
and to follow all their oaths on earth. So it's going to be a real pleasure to see no more police officers that are extorting human beings. Just the other week, Lynn, I was brutally attacked by the Osceola Sheriff's Department because I told them I was Kal-El with the Space Force Operations Command.
Yeah.
I was on assignment watching for human trafficking and child sex trafficking, and they didn't seem to believe me. Imagine that.
Well,
and then because they didn't have anything to go off of, well, they said the old additive, well, let me see your ID. I said, this is not Nazi Germany, and they brutally attacked me, and they took my dog, Major, and they separated us, and they hurt me, and they made up false charges, and well, they're going to be taken care of very soon.
Yeah, there you go. There's ways of doing that,
Yes, sir.
Especially with your people, So, I mean, I'm sorry that happened to you,
That's okay.
Everybody should have the right of free
I'm as tough as
speech.
nails.
There you are. There you are. There you go. Yeah, I'll open the lines up again. Come on, folks. Give one last call before the top of the hour. Stand by.
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada. Lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114. Now, here again, Glenn Larry.
Sometimes when people have my show, people go to me and say, come on, really? Is this really the real stuff? I mean, how could it happen? Why is it happening? And give me some proof. Let me see and touch it and whatever feeling. Let me experience that time, whatever. And I tell you, folks, I mean, things are changing rapidly in this world. Who knows what's going on? Some people see we're in a cube, or we're in a game, or in some type of. I've heard it all. I mean, I really have. And but I mean, look at. I'm putting it out there for the folks to listen to. This is good radio. I really enjoy it. You get to express what you know, and I'll very much in depth. I'll tell you that for sure. And that's a lot to it. A lot of lay people out there don't get it. So I mean, where can they go to your website and read more about you and the Space Force?
Sir.
Your Space Force, your folks. Where can they go?
Yes, sir.
Tell
it's
us.
Called so everyone can go to Galactivision. It's GALACTIVISION. That's galactivision.com. And I was going to read, because you were asking, well, is this real? Like, what is real? We have to ask ourselves, what is, what's real to the individual? Mm-hmm. So we all know that Donald Trump has always talked about plus ultra. Okay, so plus ultra is a secret. So it says, well, fictional history. But in the early 1900s, Nikola Tesla discovered an alternate dimension, an ideal place for plus ultra to establish a experimental community, aka Galactivision Space Force. Okay, and whoops, there we go. Afterwards, with the Tunguska event of 1908, a powerful explosion in the Siberian woodlands of unknown origin, actually being caused by Plus Ultra experimenting with an atomic weapon to open a way into the dimension. When safer methods for entering were developed, we began work on the city. Testing specialized aircraft developed for entering the dimension resulted in the disappearance of Amelia Earhart, who became stranded in the dimension for a brief time and became a secret agent of Plus Ultra upon her return to Earth. In 1939, Plus Ultra was gearing for a public reveal of their city at the 1939 New York World's Fair. However, a conflict with Nazi spies led by a ex-Plus Ultra scientist, Werner Rotwang, aka Werner von Braun, resulted in the city becoming heavily damaged. Between this, the looming threat of World War II, Plus Ultra canceled their events. Now, Werner von Braun is Tesla. So when he did that, we took him to Mars. We got him back into a right state of consciousness, and he came back to Earth and reincarnated as, well, Elon Musk. Okay, because Werner von Braun said there'll be a guy that comes to your planet named Elon. Well, he was speaking of himself from the future. So it says the Tomorrowland 59 expansion at Disneyland, or New Schwabenland, was actually about training future society members of the journey, or for the journey to an alternate universe, aka the Galactivision universe, that had been found by Plus Ultra, aka Space Force, aka Galactivision, aka the Galactic Federation. The blueprints for the expansion held key technologies that enabled the journey, including supra transport. Key VIPs who were encouraged to join Plus Ultra were given special VIP audio tour of World's Fair attractions such as Ford's Magic Skyway and It's a Small World. For those that couldn't attend the fair, a double group LP was given with the details. So y'all can go on YouTube, type in 1964 Disney World Fair, and it'll pop up and it tells you about Plus Ultra. It says Walt Disney's A Small World attraction at the Pepsi-Cola Pavilion at the 1964 New York World's Fair contained a portal to Tomorrowland. So no members is Nikola Tesla, Thomas Edison, Gustav Eiffel, Jules Verne, H.G. Wells, Amelia Earhart, Albert Einstein, Howard Hughes, Fitz Long, Mark Twain, Orson Welles, Ray Bradbury, and Walt Disney. And so the recruitment, this is the last part, to be recruited into the Galactic Federation, aka Plus Ultra, one had to meet certain criteria and guidelines in order to join Space Force or to be asked to join.
That is quite a lineup. That's quite a lineup.
Yeah. And so we're almost done here. I'm going to read this real quick to our members. It says recruiters and scouts were given these rules and sent out to the field. They were to identify artists with a gift for positive, optimistic future thinking, must be amenable to working in mediums not yet discovered. Communication skills are a huge plus. Avoid artists whose work focuses on anger, despair, and hopelessness. Identify brilliance based on innovation and insightfulness. Look for those who are already solving the problems of the future. Make sure projects are not burdened by contemporary theories. Avoid entrants fixated on financial gain. Focus on applicants with expertise in space and paraphasic travel. Avoid those who did not pass security clearance. Befriend faculty at institutes of higher learning, aka MIT, Caltech. Candidates will possess qualities of optimism and confidence in the future. Initial contacts should be in technology, science, and humanities divisions, which if you look on Galactivision, you'll see our divisions programs. Avoid those who display traits of cynicism, doubt, and bitterness. Hint at technologies beyond the currently possible. And solicit constructive feedback at the ends of all science factual episodes.
We're out of time, my friend. I thank you kindly. This is Glenn Larry, K-Ghost Radio, everybody. Of course, you know what you're tuned to. Want to thank the captain for being on. Captain, thanks again. We'll have you on again, if that's okay.
Thank you, sir.
And
of course.
Great. Again, folks, play well, be well. And I really believe God bless you and God bless America. And let's all stick together and make this a better world.